Hi, loves. Medium Michaela back again with the Christ Phoenix Wedding Academy on this March 29th, 2024. Again, we hope all is well with you, loves, and the peace, love, light, oneness, and truth that we send to you and we share with you, and as we are one. There is no separation, loves. So, we weren't planning on doing a video, loves, being that today is Good Friday, which we can talk a little bit about. We're not going into all detail. And then we're going to talk about a topic that Yeshua put in my ear. The topic of what he meant when he said, "As Moses raised up the serpent, so shall the Son of Man be lifted up." And what he meant by that. And what the meaning of the serpent is in Scripture. And again, loves, take what resonates and leave the rest. And if you wish and desire to share us with open-minded and open-hearted brothers and sisters, you may do that, love. The more the merrier. But for those of you who want to join the official Christ Phoenix Rising Academy group, please note that all members, upon membership approval, before entering the group, must answer the membership questions to be approved in. So that way, loves, we can weed out the haters. Because there are going to be haters, and we would prefer not to interject the haters into the group, because it is an environment filled with peace, love, and light only, and no darkness. And if you're ready and willing to book sessions with the Academy, you may do so using the email link provided in the YouTube channel official description. And if you wish and desire to donate to the Academy, you may do that too, loves, with the purest intention of light and love. And we love you always. So before we begin, loves, let's do a little protecting for you, loves, just as a precaution for all that are listening, brothers and sisters, and then we shall get started. First, I call upon Archangel Michael to place a multi-layered, multidimensional shield of peace, light, love, oneness, truth, strength, and divine protection within and around the mind, body, and spirit of all brothers and sisters who are listening at this time or watching this video with the purest intention of light and love, that only light and love and truth shall abide. Next, I will call upon Archangel Zadkiel to transcend and transmute all dark, negative, demonic infiltration or things that has been directed toward myself or brothers and sisters within and around the mind, body, and spirit. As I do not consent, do not consent, do not consent, do not consent. Next, I call upon Father, Mother, God, loving source of all, to abide with your daughter Michaela and your other precious, beautiful, divine creation, brothers and sisters, with the purity and intention of light and love, with peace, oneness, truth, strength, guidance, stability, support, and divine protection. For we are one, Father, Mother. There is no separation. Not my will be done, but yours be done through me, with the purest intention of light and love. Next, I call upon Sananda, Yeshua the Christ, to abide with me and Michaela, within and around the mind, body, and spirit, as well as brothers and sisters who come in contact with this video at this time, with your peace, light, love, oneness, truth, strength, divine protection, and support around the mind, body, and spirit, shielding all darkness or infiltration from the body, mind, and spirit. And so it is. No one else is allowed to enter into my field of love and light that I am, unless given consent with the purest intention of light and love. And so it is done in the name of Yeshua the Christ. Okay, loves. So today being Good Friday, as they would call it, in your Christianity, is talking about the crucifixion of Yeshua ben Yosef. Good Friday was not classified as Good Friday until man, quote unquote, made it so. Because it was designed for mind control and manipulation and power and greed. It is a pagan religion that was not started by Yeshua ben Yosef. Even though in your scriptures it says, by his stripes we are healed. This is not true. This is a misperception of man. You are not saved or redeemed by anyone outside of yourself. Only you can save yourself from the misperceptions or missing the mark of that love and truth that what you are. Having said this, the good part of your story of Good Friday was made to trick man or society per se into perceiving that after the crucifixion you needed to be saved, and therefore you can be redeemed, and therefore it led to the resurrection of Yeshua. Therefore they call it Good Friday. But in truth, brothers and sisters, it was not Friday. And it was not even today in time and space. For time and space, at the time 2,000 years ago, was not as it is today. Time was manipulated by darkness to control society. Your day of Good Friday was actually in May 20 AD. Yeshua does not want any brothers and sisters to perceive him that way, because all it does is promote fear, pain, hurt, and upset. He doesn't want you to remember him that way. He wants you to remember the teachings of light and love and truth and oneness that the family gave 2,000 years ago in time and space. We say this not to knock anyone down upon their religious beliefs or doctrines. It doesn't matter. This is why we say take what resonates, loves, and leave the rest. We say this to put your mind at ease. You do not need saving or redemption. You are not sinners. You are perfect just as you are, as Yeshua clearly has stated before. If that makes sense, loves. So therefore, when you perceive him as something separate from you and suffering for you and taking away the sins of the world, think again. That is a mind control and of darkness. It is not by his stripes that you were healed, but it is by the correction of the mind, of letting love flow freely and conquer all darkness within the mind of your society's perceptions. It is not one brother or another. It is all in the mind of perception that can save you. Having said this, loves, many of our brothers and sisters have been known to celebrate this in the Christian tradition because of their upbringings and what they've been taught to perceive, which is fine. We're not telling you what to do or how to perceive. You must use your own discernment when uncovering the truth for yourself. If it resonates within the heart, take it. If not, don't take it and just skip right over it. So having said this, loves, the teachings of the family is what Yeshua wants you to remember. Of oneness, of light and of love, and of peace, and of unity, and simplicity, and righteousness, and compassion, and equality between divine feminine and masculine energies. And as he has stated before to me and many other brothers and sisters that do this work correctly and channel his energy correctly, although there are few and far between nowadays in time and space. He is no longer up there on the cross. He is not suffering, and neither should you. You are not guilty of anything. You are not sinners. You're sinners of your own perception and judgments of your own perception. For the Father, Mother God, the true Father, Mother God, does not judge his perfect divine creation, that you are as we are as well. Having said this, loves, earlier I, meaning Michaela, asked Yeshua to talk about a little bit about what he meant when he said, "So hath Moses raised up the serpent, so has the Son of Man shall be lifted up," and what this meant. And again, loves, take what resonates and leave the rest. And remember, we love you all. And now I will turn the body over to Yeshua to allow him to further elaborate on the truth of this biblical statement, which was completely taken out of context. As there are many sayings in your scripture that have been distorted, edited, altered, and changed, and manipulated to gain power, control, and greed over society. And again, loves, take what resonates and leave the rest. We love you all. Once again, greetings unto you, beloved and holy child of God, beloved and holy friends. I am the one you know simply as Yeshua the Christ, and I have come forth to honor you, love you, and embrace you in the oneness that we are. For indeed, as the Holy Child is, but indeed one. I am your beloved brother and friend, and equal beloved ones. I am as you are. It is with great humility and honor and humbleness that we abide with you in the sanctity of the heart, precious friends. We have agreed to come forward to this, our beloved Michaela, in your times of struggle and strife, to further elaborate on the truth that which the Bible in your society has kept hidden for many of, shall we say, millennia in your time and space, in order to gain control and power over man's perception and of society, dear ones. Our beloved posed to us the question of, what did one Yeshua mean when speaking about Moses raising up the serpent so as the Son of Man should be lifted up? And what this statement meant, dear ones. The serpent that which one Yeshua was referring to was our metaphor, dear ones. And we say unto you, please listen carefully, precious ones. Every story or parable that one has indeed spoken in your holy scriptures had to be, shall we say, shrouded in mystery, because your brothers and sisters of society at the time were not indeed ready for the truth. And these truths that which we speak unto you about, precious friends, were indeed distorted, altered, doctored, manipulated, and changed by man's perception of one's thought, or what they perceived one Yeshua to say or do. For indeed, precious ones, I am no different than you, nor you are of me. Greater things than I have done, you will therefore also do. Does that make sense for you? When one spoke about the serpent that Moses indeed lifted up, this was talking about his kundalini, or true self, within, the power within, the frequency level, if you will, precious ones, on a means of deeper spiritual wisdom and knowledge. So too shall the Son of Man be lifted up. Simply meant, do likewise. In your terminology, do likewise. For that is the practice of yoga, precious ones. Yoga, or in your holy scriptures, it was translated to yoke. Yoke is not talking about eggs, precious ones, but merely yoga, the practice of spiritual awakening and rising of one's vibration, dear ones. Does that make sense for you? For indeed, it is important for one to raise up their vibration to experience a level of oneness and of bliss and of peace and of harmony with the one that is Father, Mother, God, Abba. For you are indeed that one. For that one is indeed in all things the I am presence of all life and of light and love. The kundalini that which we speak of is what some would refer to as the Buddha in your meditation. And we do not speak of the person, the Buddha, but we speak of the meditation style, or the interfocus, as this one Michaela would say. the inter-breath work, dear ones. The inter-realignment with the oneness of God. This is what it was said when Yeshua made the statement of, man shall be born again. For indeed, this passage was also misunderstood. What does it mean by man shall be born again, but of the Holy Spirit? Man shall indeed go within to the Spirit source that which they have arisen from, to be born anew, to think from a different, shall we say, perspective, and let go of the fear, hatred, and pain of your world of illusion and separateness, but gain the momentum of raising one's consciousness to the greater oneness and stillness, or 0 point, precious ones. For that is the practice of the Kundalini awakening, or rising, or what has been known as the serpent rising. All of these biblical texts can serve as a metaphor for man if one chooses to, shall we say, see the deeper meaning behind these parables or stories that which I have given unto you, precious friends. For there is a hidden gem of truth in your holy scriptures, most of it in which was metaphorical, so that your society would understand it. And again we say unto you, beloved ones, and please listen carefully, your biblical text was not written in the time of one Yeshua, but after, based upon man's perception of what they perceived one Yeshua to say, do, think, feel, by oral tradition, simply meaning by word of mouth. And along the way, precious ones, it got, shall we say, lost in translation. For indeed, the truth will set you free. It is time for one to raise up the serpent of oneself, to become like the Buddha, to become like Moses, to become like one Yeshua, to become as the Kundalini rising within greater consciousness. It is not time for one to dwell on their perceived past, but only focus on the here and now present moment, dear ones. Because indeed there is no past or no future. All moments exist here and now, dear ones. Does that make sense for you? When one perceives something from the past, what happens to it, precious friends? What happens to the memory that you bring back up in the mind? It is currently there with you in time and space, in the mind. It is indeed a precious present moment. Does that make sense for you? For when one thinks about the future, you are indeed bringing it up in present moment. For in truth, that is what you're doing, beloved ones. There is only the here and now moment. When one looks upon one's holy scriptures for answers, one must follow the heart of truth to, shall we say, find the deeper meaning of these truths that have been distorted and diverted and doctored. Because indeed they are doctrinaments, not documents, but doctrinaments, precious ones. Doctored by man. and their perceptions of power, greed, manipulation, and mind control. Does that make sense for you, dear ones? It is time for you to awaken to your serpent self. Your Kundalini self needs to be awakening now, precious ones. By continuing your spiritual practices of your breath work, that which we've given on to you through this, our beloved Michaela. And continuing to set the intention of advancing your consciousness into a greater level. Ask and ye shall receive. Ask and it shall be given unto you. For nothing is hidden from the mind when one asks for it. Does that make sense for you? That is indeed how powerful you are. Stay focused on your true self, precious friends. For your true self is the oneness that which has sprung you forth into form. Ye are God. You are the energy of light and love, sprung forth in the divine feminine and masculine energies of all creation. That is but love. For indeed, beloved ones, I did not come to save you, but to be as you are. To choose to have a human embodiment, to live that which when Yeshua was teaching how to be, shall we say, likewise, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Love thy neighbor as thyself. For indeed your neighbors are your brothers and sisters and yourself, precious friends. Resist not temptation, but deliver us from evil. Simply means resist nothing. Resist no thing that is happening around you. For the world of illusion is of the mind and of your own creation of duality. Delivering oneself from evil, quote unquote, is merely a statement to allow oneself to choose to redirect one's thoughts, feelings, desires, and emotions to the truth, the core essence of who and what they are, that perfect love and perfect light and perfect peace, forever infinite and eternal, in God, that which I have termed Abba. Does that make sense for you, dear ones? Everything that one sees with the two physical eyes is the world of duality, and is merely the world showing you what you yourself have created from within. That is indeed the power of the mind. For one, Yeshua did not and do not, still to this day, in your time and space, 2,000 years later, I did not come to be worshipped, precious friends, as someone far removed from you, but to have an experience with you, my fellow men, brothers and sisters. As we are but one, we are equal in the eyes of the Father, Mother, God. For indeed, there is no separation. Does that make sense for you? I am indeed your beloved brother and friend and equal. I have come once again, and I speak through many who is open and ready to listen and to hear me and to abide with me and, should we say, blend their energies with that of one Yeshua, such as this one you know as our beloved Michaela. For there is a purpose for resurfacing the true teachings, that which I, one Yeshua, made my own. For indeed it was the way of the heart that was taught to me by the Essenes and the Druids so long ago in your time and space. The way of the heart, then, is simply the way of oneness, the way of peace, the way of unity of Christ consciousness that is in all life and of love. All things are created as one. Therefore, beloved ones, one need not focus on one Yeshua and what has become known as the crucifixion. For I did not come to save you by these stripes on the back and on the body in general. I came to mirror to you your eternal presence within the Father, Mother, God, the I Am. I came to mirror to you, precious ones, how man is living in one's illusion of his, her own creation, that which can change by merely a simple thought. For indeed many upon your planet have thought to perceive me, one Yeshua, as the Redeemer, and by my stripes you are healed. And this is because of your society needing to control you, precious friends. I simply came to guide you out of the matrix of the illusion with my true teachings, that which are resurfacing today through my many brothers and sisters, that which I've come forth through. I am no lesser than you or greater than you. It does not mean one shall indeed get oneself crucified. For indeed, when one Yeshua said, "Pick up thy cross and follow me," it did not mean one had to die, quote unquote. Because in truth, precious friends, there is no death, nor separateness. It meant simply one had to pick up one's, shall we say, as this one Michaela would say, baggage of misperception and follow my way, the teaching of the way of the heart. I am not the way, but the Father, Mother, God, through me is the way, as it is also within you. My cross is made of love and light. I did not get the body crucified so that man would feel guilty about their sins. For indeed, one sin is only missing the mark of love, thinking with fear and not love, thinking unlike God, versus with God. Does that make sense, dear ones? I only came to show you the Spirit is what matters. None of the illusion matters, but the sole essence of you, the Christ consciousness that all is within you as it is within me. I came to plant the seed of Christ consciousness upon your Holy Mother the Earth. I came to teach that which is only light and love. And yes, precious friends, there was indeed times when I walked upon your planet, indeed as a man, questioning, Father, where do I go? What do I do? What needs to be done? And the Father, Mother God within me would say, Beloved son, turn left. And I would question, why am I turning left? And then the Father, Mother God would say, go straight. And I ended up having what we have termed a holy encounter with other beloved brothers and sisters. Not knowing why I was supposed to turn left and be at that specific time. Follow the heart, and the heart will always guide you, beloved ones. The heart is never wrong, because the heart is the way back home to the truth of light and love, that which you are, the Spirit of all creation. For indeed, you are not the body at all, precious friends, but merely the Spirit, choosing to have a physical embodiment that which others can see that seem to be separate from you and apart from you, but rather are not separate from you at all, beloved ones, but are indeed you staring back at the you that you are as Father, Mother God, as a mirror for humanity. No servant is greater than his master. No servant is greater than its master. And this simply means whether or not you are the servant or the master of high standards, no one or no thing is greater than you. For we indeed are all equal, beloved ones. I am your beloved brother and friend, and equal. Does that make sense for you, beloved ones? When one seeks to raise one's serpent up, just as Moses has done, and others have done before him, you are seeking to raise your consciousness. And so too shall the Son of Man be lifted up, by one's consciousness and awareness of oneness and light and love. Does that make sense for you, dear ones? So look not upon your society's meaning of crucifixion. For yes, indeed, it did occur, beloved ones, in your time and space, as a demonstration for humanity to understand the body is merely an illusion. The Spirit is forever infinite and eternal. Returning back to the oneness of God starts within. And yes, precious friends, through this one, as our beloved, we have talked about what is known as the crucifixion in other videos, beloved. So therefore, we will not go into great detail upon this, as it is difficult for this one to talk about without her emotions being triggered, shall we say, dear ones. So therefore, when you speak upon the crucifixion, you're speaking of the illusion of the body being real, the body as dying. For I am not the body, nor are you. I have not gone anywhere. I indeed have made that promise to all of you, beloved brothers and sisters. That which has become known as the Last Supper, where I said, for indeed I am with you always. Some of you probably wish I wasn't, but I am, as I am part of the one God source that you are, as we are but one. I am indeed your beloved brother and friend and equal, and have not gone anywhere. Only man's perception of one Yeshua leaving is what remains to be true for you, dear ones. For when one call upon me, I do appear. When the student is ready, the teacher appears, dear ones. For all of you are my students, and all of you are my teachers. Teach, learn, teach, learn, teach, learn. That is the truth. Look not into fear, but rather into light and love, that which all is. Let your heart not be troubled by the illusion of separation, because that is merely the aspect of the game, that which means nothing unless you give it value or power over you, dear ones. When one chooses to lift up one's vibrational frequency or serpent, just as Moses has done, that which is being spoken about in your Holy Scriptures, one becomes more awakened and more aligned with their true self. And therefore, beloved ones, so too shall the Son of Man be lifted up. Do not give up on your true self and your spiritual journey, precious friends, but embrace it, love it, comfort it, support it. When these dark thoughts arise within the mind, simply choose to shine your light upon them and love them and embrace them as you would embrace one Yeshua, allowing them to conjure up in the mind and see as the Holy Spirit shows you the truth behind everything that what you have asked for, precious ones. For that is indeed how powerful you are. Does that make sense for you, dear ones? For indeed, the time is at hand. The time for greater awakening and evolution of consciousness is indeed now upon you. I am indeed your beloved brother and friend and equal, the one you know simply as Yeshua the Christ. And I have indeed come forth once again with my sword of truth, to sever the cords of all darkness and illusion, and with my sword of truth I bind all evil and darkness, and simply liberate the pure in heart. And indeed, precious friends, I am with you always, in the oneness of God, at which we share as we are one. And so it is, beloved. May peace be unto you. And so it is.